One of the most iconic slogans of our time definitely has to be Paytm Karo. Paytm was most of our first introduction to mobile wallet or digital payments. Once Paytm seemed the most dominant player in the payments industry and was almost invincible. But then came UPI and the Paytm story seemed a little shaky. Google Pay and PhonePe took over the UPI market and Paytm seemed to be losing out. But what if I told you Paytm deliberately didn't participate or didn't focus on UPI? It actually lost that battle to win a war. So hi guys, I'm Anushka here, and in this video we'll see what was Paytm's original plan, then how did UPI came and affected its strategies, and now how has Paytm very smartly re-strategized and what lies ahead for Paytm. So let's get started. Okay, did you know Vijay Shekhar Sharma was actually a child prodigy? He started college when he was just 15 and taught himself how to code and talk in English. He sold his first company for $1 million at just 21 years of age. After that, he started 197, which is the parent company of Paytm, along with few of his friends. 197 worked in the space of content management. It actually started in the year 2000 when feature phones were used, and the telecom service provider would actually send news, jokes, cricket updates on these phones as a service. So the technology behind this service is what 197 provided. The client of 197 were actually the biggest telecom player of that time, including Airtel, Hutch, Idea and Tata Indicom. But things very soon turned bad for 197. Vijay Shekhar Sharma's co-founder actually conned him and he ran into massive debt. His situation was such that later in 2017 he said, and I quote, "Even having 2 cups of tea at that time became a luxury for me." But Vijay Shekhar Sharma didn't give up and kept on struggling, and eventually by 2010, things turned around and some of the verticals started working at 197. It was around this time only India was introduced to smartphones and 3G internet. This is when Mr. Sharma realized that telecom companies will no longer be a point of connection with consumers, but this will actually shift to the internet and smartphones. And that is why he decided to shift the strategy of 197 from focusing on feature phones to smartphones and the internet. For this, he selected payments as a service because payments will be center of everything turning digital. With this thought in mind, in 2012, finally Paytm was launched. It started as an online service where you could pay your DTH and electricity bill. Then it kept on adding services like water and gas bill payment, postpaid payment, etc. right from the app. Then in 2014, Paytm eventually launched its e-wallet, which is its payment wallet. But these digital wallets were not very new to India. At its peak, there were 60 digital wallets in India. So Vijay Shekhar Sharma realized that in order to win, they had to be aggressive in customer acquisition. The payments wallet industry actually has a network effect. More customers that use Paytm, more merchants will accept it. More merchants that accept Paytm, more customers will then use it. This link will grow exponentially and the network will explode. Because of this, and also because payment wallet essentially is a low margin but a high volume business, so to be profitable you need the scale. And this is why Paytm decided to raise funding, the largest being $1.2 billion from Alibaba in multiple tranches for almost 40% stake in the company. This money allowed Paytm to give a lot of cashback and offers to the customers and get them into the payment network, and it also allowed them to bring more brands on the network such as Uber and IRCTC. Because of this, Paytm did see a little growth and traction, but all the struggle and investments actually paid off in the year 2016, which was the golden era for Paytm along with all the other mobile wallets. In late 2016, 2 things happened. First, Jio was launched. Because of that, cheaper internet became available and the internet usage just exploded. People started paying digitally online as well as offline. After that, demonetization took place, because of which almost 87% of all the physical cash became obsolete. And Paytm was right there with the necessary infrastructure, partnership and funding to lure all the customers to its network. Just next year in 2017, Paytm witnessed a growth of 200%. They had a total of 210 mobile wallet or Paytm wallet users, a merchant base of 5 million, and Paytm along with MobiKwik held 80% of the total mobile wallet transaction market share in India. Paytm was now valued at $7 billion and received funding of $1.4 billion from SoftBank in a single go, which was the largest at that point. Now, things were definitely going well for Paytm. But in the payment wallet business, you could only charge up to 3% of the transaction value as commission to the merchants, and also the competition was intense. Therefore, with the new funding that Paytm had got, they wanted to play a bigger game and dream big for the long run. Paytm had got investments from Alibaba and SoftBank. SoftBank is one of the backers of Alibaba. Because of this, they were heavily influenced by the ideology of Alibaba. Mr. Sharma even met Jack Ma and under his guidance actually wanted to make Paytm the Alibaba of India. In one of his statements, Mr. Sharma said that an independent payment business is an orphan business without a marketplace to anchor it. Hence, in the same year, Paytm Mall was launched to provide e-commerce services, Paytm Money was launched to provide financial services. Everything was on track. Paytm even got its payment banking license and it was successfully building an ecosystem around its wallet network. But in 2017 came UPI. UPI was started in the year 2016, but it picked up in the year 2018. Now with UPI, you just need a bank account and you can transfer money within any app that provides UPI services. Hence, these private networks created by mobile wallets such as Paytm and MobiKwik were in danger. UPI was growing exponentially, but even then Paytm decided to not aggressively enter the UPI market by giving heavy discounts because of two reasons. One, it was a direct competition to Paytm wallet, and second, the UPI infrastructure is such that no transaction cost is charged to either the merchants or the consumers. Hence, even providing UPI services, the operational cost of that is a loss for the company. However, once UPI started getting some traction in 2 years, payments via UPI just exploded and took away the entire growth from payment wallets such as Paytm or MobiKwik. Google Pay and PhonePe were aggressively acquiring UPI customers, and because of that, they became the dominant players in the mobile payment industry. At the same time, the other end of Paytm's business, that was the e-commerce business, was also not doing very well. Paytm Mall at its peak actually did 1,000 crore of loss in just 1 year. It was getting increasingly difficult as well as expensive to compete against big players such as Amazon and Flipkart. It almost felt like Paytm was lost here. But Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma did not quit. Even here, he played his card very well. He realized that he could not forever keep giving discounts and cashbacks to acquire customers for payments and e-commerce. So he completely changed his vision and strategy. He started focusing on these two things for the next leg of growth for Paytm. First, they started focusing on merchants. With Paytm Mall, they abruptly cut all their promotion and cashback expenditure by 80% and shifted all their focus by getting these merchants online and helping them with delivery assistance. The idea here was to provide these merchants with a platform where they could then locally deliver all their products. They created these basket of services and products for the merchants so that they could have a sustainable and loyal relation with these merchants. And today we can see the effect of this strategy. Paytm has the highest number of merchants on its network. Of the total 4.5 crore digitized merchants in the country, Paytm has 2.1 crore on its network. Paytm's payment bank is the biggest beneficiary bank of all UPI payments. Moreover, this digitization of merchants is happening at a very quick pace. It is estimated that there will be 7 crore digitally enabled merchants by financial year 26, providing a huge market which Paytm can readily capture. This growing network of merchants is something no other company can boast in India, and this is the gold mine of Paytm. Now, these merchants that are there on Paytm's network, Paytm actually has their transaction data, either from their bank account, the point of sale devices, or other apps or services they provide. Because of this, they understand how these small merchants' businesses work, what their seasonality looks like, how their clients behave, and because of that, Paytm can now provide customized loan to these merchants. Currently, Paytm has partnership with HDFC, Clicks Capital and Citibank to give loans and co-branded credit cards to these merchants. For now, Paytm just earns a commission on this credit that it is providing, but the real margins will roll in when Paytm gets a small finance bank license. Currently, Paytm has a payment bank's license, and any payment bank after successful track record of 5 years can apply for a small finance bank or SFB license. Paytm started its payment bank services back in 2018, hence it can very soon apply for the SFB license. This strategy of focusing on merchants and providing them credit can actually put Paytm on a path of high profitability and growth. Then the second thing Paytm started focusing on the consumer side of things, is to build a finance super app. This they are doing to acquire as well as retain customers. Now over the years, Paytm integrated a lot of services on its platform. They have mutual fund distribution license, stockbroking license, insurance distribution license, and this is all in addition to their payments, booking and peer-to-peer transaction platform they had. Now Paytm does earn commission by providing these services on its platform, but the main growth as well as margins will come by lending to customers as well. This lending will take place in the form of buy now, pay later service. This lending will take place both online as well as offline. For online, Paytm is providing BNPL services for payment of mobile and DTH recharge, gas cylinder booking, water and electricity bills. But the even bigger opportunity for Paytm is, and this opportunity is only with Paytm because of its reach and network of merchant, is that it can provide BNPL services at the small stores at every nook and corner of this country. Now these loans or these credit will be of very small ticket size, which is under 5,000, and this again is a completely untapped market. The existing players in the BNPL market such as Bajaj Finance, Amazon, Flipkart, Zest Money, LazyPay, they either only have online presence or they have a very small network in the offline stores, or they only focus on high ticket value transactions. The BNPL market in India is growing by leaps and bounds. It is estimated that in India in the next 5 years, we'll have 70 crores digitally paying users and still only 4 to 5 crore credit card users. Now mind you, these digitally paying users are online as well as offline. And here lies the potential for BNPL solution. Industry reports say that this could be a 4 to 5 lakh crore opportunity in the next 5 years. Today, Paytm is providing BNPL services under the name of Paytm Postpaid. This is in partnership with some financial institutions. On this, it is earning up to 3% as convenience charges, but the real margins will come when it gets the SFB license. Now, because of the shift in strategy, Paytm is now at an inflection point. They have made their investments in creating a merchant network as well as a super finance app. The next leg of growth will come from the lending business, which is a higher margin business. The success of Paytm now depends on these three things. One, whether it gets the small finance bank license or not. Second, tackling competition in every segment of its business, as well as third, risk management. Now, the area where Paytm is looking to lend, it is a very risky business, and maintaining the risk of its loan book or managing the risk of its loan book is not going to be an easy task. Paytm is now coming up with an IPO and is looking to raise 16,000 crores. From this 16 crores, 8,300 crores will go into the business, out of which 4,300 crores will go towards growing and strengthening of the Paytm ecosystem, and 2,000 crore will go towards new business initiative, acquisition and other strategic investment. The road ahead for Paytm is definitely not easy, and this shows in the fact that in the IPO, a lot of its existing investors are looking to sell. This includes Vijay Shekhar Sharma himself, Ant Group, SoftBank, Berkshire Hathaway. But it's definitely not even doomsday for Paytm. It will be exciting to see how Mr. Sharma actually leads Paytm and if its strategy and bets plays out or not in the future. Mr. Sharma once said that his goal is of building India's first $100 billion startup. He said that China has produced Alibaba and Tencent, Japan has produced SoftBank, South Africa has produced Naspers, and we are headed for that journey. So what do you think? Will this dream of Mr. Sharma actually become a reality? Let me know in the comments below. With this, we come to the end of this video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more such videos.